Well, welcome to another day, another sunny day. Well, I say another sunny day. We've not had brilliant weather so far here at the IBSA World Games, but the sun is out today. The skies are blue, overlooking the clock tower there at the University of Birmingham here on the campus, and the playing fields out here. The two teams are coming out for the first quarter-final of the men's blind football quarter-final one. It's Italy versus Argentina, two giants of the game, of course. And they come out to a ripple of applause from the fans that are watching in the main stand here. Delighted you can join us once again. A full roster of fixtures today, which we'll go through in a couple of moments' time. But this is set to be, and I'm sat alongside Dixie, we've already had a bit of a discussion ourselves, set to be a big clash, this one. Two very animated teams as well. But first of all, let's cross for the national anthems of both Italy and Argentina.
For the national anthem of Italy.
L'Italia se resta nel municipio che cinta la testa, dov'è la vittoria, contra la chioma, che schiava di Roma e Dio la creò. Si lancia forte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia chiamò. Si lancia forte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia chiamò.
Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Argentina.
Vamos. Oh, inmortale es el grito sagrado, libertad, libertad, libertad. Hoy el ruido de rotas cadenas, ve del trono a la noble igualdad, que a su trono dignísimo abrieron las provincias unidas del sur, y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud, al gran pueblo argentino salud, y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud, y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino salud. Sean eternos los laureles que supimos conseguir, que supimos conseguir, coronados de gloria divina, oh, juremos con gloria morir, oh, juremos con gloria morir, oh, juremos con gloria morir.
Well, there you have it, the two national anthems. Nothing quite beats the Italian one, though. So much passion from both sets of players and the coaching staff watching on as well. Absolutely fabulous stuff. And it's got the small crowd that are in for this 8:30 kickoff well and truly energised, ready for a full day of fixtures. Right, let's take a look then at the two teams. Well, first of all, we're going to look at the fixtures for the day ahead, starting with Italy versus Argentina, of course. Here now, 8:30 start. Then we've got Japan versus China, which should be a really fascinating game. Colombia, that we've seen a lot of, very flamboyant, exciting attacking side. They take on Iran at 12:30. Then France versus Brazil to complete the quarterfinals. And then later on, some of the playoff games to decide the places further down the table. Thailand versus Germany. And then we're closing the day with Spain versus Morocco. Let's take a look then at the two teams. Starting with that Italy lineup. In goal, Giacomo Cherry. Number 4, Brian Ramirez. Number 10, Francisco Cavallotto. Number 11, Valerio Arancio Febo. And number 7, the danger man, as Dixie has called him, Paul Iobo. And then on the bench for Italy, Andrea Chiellini, Jacopo Lilli, Nicolo Maro, Damiano Giunta, and then Massimo da Tocalico. The head coach today for Italy, Michel Pugliese, and the guide there, Giancarlo Bruni. As for Argentina, a strong lineup for them. In goal, number 12, Jermaine Mulek. Number 2, Angel Deldo, the captain. Number 4, Florian Padilla. And then number 8, Fernandez. Number 15, Maximiliano Espinilo. And then on the bench for the Argentines, Dario Lencina, Mateas Oliveira, Brian Pereira, Ignacio Oviedo, Nahuel Heredia. Then the head coach, Claudio Falco, and the guide, Marcelo Gonzalez. And you think this will be a pretty close contest today, Dixie. You've called it Super Tuesday already, well, you did yesterday anyway, and you think this will be a pretty tight affair.
Yes, it's definitely Super Tuesday today. We've got some cracking games lined up. Yeah, it's really difficult to call this one. If you'd have asked me this time last week, before we started, I would say Argentina would have walked it through. But based on what we've seen over the week, it makes it more difficult to predict a winner, to be fair. Italy, they played 3-1-2 and drawn one, but they've scored 6 goals, but they let a few in. Argentina played 3-1-1, drawn 2, and only scored 2 goals, but got nothing against. So, I would have said this time last week Argentina were absolutely no problem at all. But based on the week, I think the French just might have something up the sleeve, and with Yobo up front, he's liable to bag him a goal or two, and they've certainly got an outlet in him. So I think I'll go for Italy. It's going for the underdog, really, looking at the rankings. But as I say, based on what we've seen in the week, they certainly seem the more likely to score goals.
Whether it's a bit of a psychological thing, but the two teams have decided to swap ends, as just demonstrated by the referee. And we saw a fabulous final last night in the women's game. It was a brilliant match between Japan and Argentina. Argentina flew home in the early hours of this morning, but worthy winners in the end, and some fabulous goals from Aguiar.
Yeah, it was a great game, really good game. Both sides contributed to a fantastic performance, and it doesn't seem very long ago that we were describing that, does it? Because I think we were still here at 9 o'clock last night. So, yeah, a tremendous game, and as I say, both teams contributed to a really good final. But the two younger girls up front for Argentina, they're in the women's section. They were a different class from anyone else in the competition, and they certainly made a difference in the second half. They were kept quiet in the first half by the Japanese, who marshalled them quite well, but they broke loose in the second half, and we saw 3 great goals, but obviously we got 2 goals from Argentina in the second half, and they wrapped it up, and there was joyous scenes all round.
Absolutely. Well, the noise you can hear is the Italian huddle. We've just snuck past the half-hour half-8 mark, I should say, so the referee will be eager to get things going. But you can't fault the passion that the Italians are showing, and if anything's going to get under the skin of the Argentines, it's that. They've been far noisier this morning in their preparations. I'm sure they have felt the need to maybe energise themselves a little bit more given the early kick-off too.
Yeah, I wonder why they decided to change ends. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, does it? It's just, I don't know where the sun is. I suppose it could make a difference to the goalkeepers, I suppose. There's hardly any wind. It's pretty breathless here this morning, and it's sort of overcast, a little bit of blue sky, a little bit of sun. Perfect for football, though. Absolutely perfect.
Well, we're almost ready to go. Argentina, as we see it from our main sort of camera angle above the pitch, looking down on the pitch, are kicking from right to left. It will be their number 2, Deldo, to get things underway. The referees seem happy with the 2 benches, just delivering some final orders. The 2 kits, the Italians in a slightly lighter blue shirt or jersey with darker shorts, same colour in blue, darker socks as well. The goalkeeper in his fluorescent yellow top with black undershorts and shorts, and then the Argentines themselves in their away kit, I think, different to the women's team last night who were wearing the customary light blue and white. Today they're in a sort of bluey green. What colour would you describe that? Dark grey even?
Well, I think we went with a very dark jade last week.
Okay, fine.
I think we got the Dulux colour chart out and we went for a dark jade.
Fabulous. Well, it is Argentina then that get things going through their number 4, Padilla. He immediately looks to play the ball down the far kickboard up to his colleague Fernandez, who's penned in down there, and we have our first goal clearance of the day, but it's for Italy in front of the watching fans, and the pitch is bathed in sunshine. A perfect start to this game. Here's Fernandez up against the kickboard, quickly put under pressure by Febel for the Italians, but Fernandez comes away with it. A lovely mazy run for him, brings the ball inside, passes it to his colleague Espinillo, who's pushed up against the kickboard on the near side, inside the middle third. He's poked on up towards the striker there, but Yobo brings the ball away, and he moves through the middle third, over the halfway line. Fabulous run from him, recognises he's left the ball just behind him, and immediately looks for his colleague Febo on this near side, up against the kickboard. Still going Yobo here, moves into the attacking third, central to the goal, right on the edge of the D, and he is just forced backwards further upfield, and there's bodies colliding together all over the place at the moment as these sides just try to settle into the game. Good dribbling by Cavallotto here. He brings the ball back inside, right on the halfway line now. Goes from one kickboard to the other and then plays a really impressive ball through, and a chance for Yobo, and you expect him to put the ball in the back of the net there, but he's dragged it just wide.
Yeah, that was a great opening for poor Yobo there. Right in the middle of the box. He had no one around him at all, and he snatched it a little bit. And here's Yobo again getting into the box, but it's the Argentina defence marshal doing quite well that time and pushed it away. And we got the Argentines attacking down the left-hand side of the pitch with number 15. It's having that's a wild shot, and it looks like the Argentine players have been to the hairdressers again. They've got a whole raft of different colour hair. So
they certainly do. Here come the Italians again, and Yobo almost sneaks in before the ball trickles through to the Argentine goalkeeper, but he doesn't get there quite in time. And Argentina look to attack down the right-hand side, and that's a lovely ball across the box. Lands all the way through to Espinillo. He doesn't quite have the composure to pull the trigger. Now he's pushed up against the kickboard in front of the Italian bench. Forced further upfield. Good defending from Italy. They've not cleared their lines completely, and it's now with Fernandez for Argentina. He's up against the kickboard. Good tackling from Febo. Febo now finds himself on his stomach, just as I'm about to be stung by a wasp. Exactly what we need in the commentary area when we're trying to concentrate. Inconsiderate wasp.
Pesky things, aren't they?
That will be a goal clearance, though, for the Italians.
Yeah, the game hasn't settled down to any sort of pattern at the moment, but I'm sure it will. You know, it's been virtually the same with all the games when they started. The first 2 minutes are a bit frantic, and it's just getting the players' nerves out of the system, and they'll settle down. So it's a bit you have a go, I'll have a go at the moment.
Absolutely. Goal clearance for Italy. Yobo on this near side, tussling so hard with the number 2 for Argentina, Deldo. Spills out in favour of Argentina. They look to attack through Espinillo, but Febo that intervenes. Now Cavallotto checks inside, moves over the halfway line, but number 2, Deldo, is in the way. But Yobo, the danger man, just tries to support his colleague and wrestles Febo off the ball. Here's Espinillo up against Cavallotto. Now the Italians out on that far side look to build an attack again in front of the main stand. They just check inside. Yobo comes together with Deldo, and the two of them just grappling now, trying to gain control of the ball. Yobo looks as though he's going to win the battle. He does, and just plays it into space for Cavallotto to run onto inside the Italian half, central. Cavallotto again looking for Yobo down the right-hand side in front of the Argentine bench. We're into the defensive third for Argentina, but that's good composure shown by Deldo. Back to the goalkeeper, Mulek. Mulek plays it long, looking for Fernandez down the right-hand side. Finds his intended target. The ball is played square out to the near side in front of the Italian bench. Espinillo picks up control against the kickboard and shoots straight across the face of the goal. Misses the target, and it will be a goal clearance.
Yeah, it was a really tight angle for him to get something in on goal there. But it's starting to settle down. We're starting to see a pattern, so it's all good.
Here's Deldo. Yobo tries to bring the ball under control. He just misses his touch ever so slightly, and Argentina have some reprieve. It's back in the Italian half. Espinillo with some proactive defending further up the field, trying to find some room for the shot. And in the end, it goes out for a corner.
Yes, looking at Yobo, he's got a fine stature, isn't he? He's so tall and strong, and yeah, he's going to take some holding. And I think the Argentinian coaching staff have they've looked at him and identified him as the danger man, because basically every time he gets the ball, there's two Argentine players come straight out to face him, so they don't want to let him get on a run, because if he does, he's going to take some stopping.
Corner ball then for Argentina, just as the referee makes sure the Italian defensive wall are an adequate distance away from the corner taker. Then makes sure that Yobo is, I apologise, it wasn't the referee, it was actually the goalkeeper, just organises Yobo there. Here's Espinillo though, the corner's taken quickly for Argentina, organises his feet and shoots. It ricochets off an Italian leg and goes behind for a corner, but on the opposite side in front of the main stand.
Yeah, so the keeper, the Italian keeper, he's out organising his ball, setting them all up. They've got to be 5 metres away from the ball, obviously. And they're all set. The guide's all set. Referee's just pushing the one Italian back half a pace. And we're ready to go again.
The Italian and Argentine substitutes bouncing up and down near us in case they're called upon. Chance for Argentina.
He's out of the area. He's out the area. The goalkeeper come out of the area to make the save. So that'll be a penalty to Argentina.
Wow, an entertaining start to this game. We'll see a replay of that now. See how close it was. Lovely dribbling skill, and yes, you're right. Pretty blatantly outside the box there.
He's not even close outside the box, is he?
And surely that'll infuriate the Italian coaches.
Oh, yeah, well, it's infuriated the goalkeeper. As soon as he'd done it, he realised what he'd done, and he could have cost his country a place in the semi-finals, yeah. What a silly move. Because it wasn't that dangerous a situation, really. No need to come out. There's a sudden rush of blood to his head, and he's flown out of the box, and so we'll go through the process. 6 metres penalty kick. Number 15's been checked already for eye shades. The guy behind the goal now will go through his routine, and the referees have asked for quiet around so the player on the ball can concentrate. He's done the one post. He's going to tap the other post now numerous times and then retreat back behind the goal with the final instructions.
Big pressure on the goalkeeper here as well, having made that mistake. Giacomo Ceri. It's a cracking save, you have to say.
He's redeemed himself.
Straight at him as well, right down his throat. But he needed to hold it, and it was struck powerfully. And a let-off for the Italians, still goalless. And now they are on the attack through Yobbo. Got close there to the D, but didn't quite have the strength to shrug off the tackles and force a shot. Espinillo, the man that's just missed the penalty, on the attack here. Lovely dribbling skill from him. Almost gets there in time to prod it beyond the goalkeeper. This is end-to-end stuff now as it's flung long by the goalkeeper for Yobbo, and that's gone out for a goal clearance.
And we're off again up the other end, and that's going to go all the three.
Here's that penalty save again. Espinillo, the taker. But a good stop.
Yeah, he's hit it extremely well, but it's too straight, and the goalkeeper's gambled it and just stayed where he was. And yeah, well done, goalkeeper.
Here they come again, though. Argentina, no let-off for Italy as Espinillo, desperate to make up for the fact that the penalty was missed, comes on the attack. Another chance as well, this time for Fernandez, but it's just scuffed wide of the post, and it will be a goal clearance.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up a little bit now. We're getting some chances. We're getting some more goal-mouth action. Yobbo at the moment struggling to get into the game because every time he gets the ball, he's got two Argentines up right on him, and he's finding it difficult at the moment. But I'm sure he'll come into it during the game.
It's interesting to watch, actually, just as Argentina come on the attack again. Shot there. The goalkeeper smothers it. Still live, though, the ball in play. Here's Fernandez. He shoots. This time it goes wide, and it will be a goal clearance. But it's an interesting watch, and just as we receive a timeout, that rather like the women last night, there's that sort of similar tactic with Deldo and Padilla staying back for Argentina. Very much got your attacking players and then your defensive players.
Yes, I think we've mentioned it in the commentary before that both the men and the women's Argentine side play roughly the same way. They use the same tactics, and it served them well over the years, and so I suppose they're not going to change it really, because it seems to work for them. It doesn't work for a lot of other countries. Mine, it wouldn't work for Japan the way they play. So it seems to work, as I say, for the Argentine. But it's been a good start to the game, and as I say, just looking at some replays, that's Paul Yobbo. You don't go, oh, he had so much time. Wouldn't he hit it with his left foot?
There's Espinillo as well, just checks in on his right foot, drags that one wide as well. Pretty far from the uprights, really. Espinillo, though, has been the main attacking threat for Argentina. We're just watching another replay where he drives into the D. I think this is the penalty incident, and you can see it quite clearly. The goalkeeper's leg leaves that box. He was hoping he might get away with it. And then
but it wasn't even a shot on goal. It was a cross. Yeah. He must have had a rush of blood to his head or something.
The subsequent penalty was straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, just as the referees is checking some of the eye guards. And of course, in the men's game, Argentina last year were the new American blind football champions. The title was won with a victory over their old rivals Brazil in the final of the 2022 IBSA Blind Football American Championship. It was a penalty shootout following a draw 0-0 in normal time. At the moment, that's what we're heading for with 8 minutes remaining of the first half. There's still plenty of time, though, for goals in this game. Cavallotto trying to find a way out from the back for the Italians. Finds Yobbo just inside the Italian half, then moves up over the halfway line. Still going, Yobbo. Fancies a run at goal from distance.
That's a corner.
And that will be a corner for Italy in front of the main stand. And the Argentine goalkeeper, Molek, begins organising his wall. And Yobbo certainly has that athleticism to run from quite some way out, sort of hovers on the halfway line, gets on the turn, and then utilises every portion of the pitch to run from right to left and vice versa. He's now just hovering on the edge of the D towards the back post, and the corner is taken. He'll be the target, I'm sure. A pass back inside is an successful one from Cavallotto, and now the Argentines will break through Espinillo. He could be through on goal here. One defender back. Espinillo still going on the edge of the box. moved into the D and is forced further wide towards the kickboard in front of the main stand, and that's good defending in the end from the Italians. The danger has not passed though. Fernandez, right by where the 8-metre penalty spot is. He tries a shot on his left foot, but there's Italian bodies flailing around trying to keep him at bay as we approach the final 7 minutes of this opening quarter-final here in Birmingham.
Yeah. That's a corner, is it? Yes, it is a corner. Great run there from the Argentines. He's twisting and turning. He does seem to be the main goal threat. Is it number 15, is it? Yeah, 15. He seems to be the one that is leading the Argentinian line.
Here is Espinillo. Again, he's tripped. Foul. No foul, says the referee. Immediately waves play on. Kicked away by the Italian number 4, Brian Ramirez, who is the main defender in that Italian side. We'll have another corner on the near side in front of the Italian bench again by the scoreboard here. I'm going to start calling that in the Starbucks end, because the Starbucks are just behind the railing there. So the Starbucks end is the left as we see it from the main camera angle looking down on the pitch, just as Espinillo trips on the near side. Attacking the Starbucks end, still Argentina.
Other coffee shops are available.
Of course, we will just add that disclosure in there as well. Cavallotto is the main defender here, just trying to keep the ball in play and prevent it from going out for another corner. The ball is still moving as he has to, and that's a good clearance from Cavallotto. Further upfield, right to the edge of the defensive third for Argentina, and Yobo trying to put the number 4, Padilla, under pressure, but Padilla successfully finds Fernandez. Fernandez swivels, shoots from range, and it goes again straight across the face of the goal from the side of the main stand.
We got a timeout,
and it will be a goal clearance after the timeout.
I think it's a time. Is it a timeout?
We are going to see a substitution as well. Number 3 is ready to come on. Oliveira for the Argentinian side, and the player to make way will be Fernandez.
A very nice pink, reddish pink Mohican.
Yeah.
That's some hairstyle, that.
That's David Beckham 2002. Style haircut, that one. Well, they're saying that. I'm not sure we should mention Argentina and David Beckham in the same breath, to be honest.
No, that won't be forgotten in a hurry, will it?
Deldo moves over the halfway line, attacking right down the centre of the goal. He's pushed, and there will be a free kick there. It was number 10, Cavallotto, who pretty blatantly did just that in front of the referee. Protests. And the discipline's not been the best for the Italians in this competition.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like, he's pushed him and tripped him, and the referee gives a foul, and he goes up to the referee with all innocence and, oh, that wasn't me. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So they've got a free kick. Yeah, it's right on the third line, isn't it? So you're probably talking 13 metres out to the right of the goal as the camera looks at it.
Yeah, it's about a metre outside the line of the post, nearer the main stand, right on the attacking third line. Attacking the coffee shop end.
Yes, let's call it that. The coffee shop that shuts at 5:30.
Yeah,
what a nonsense that is.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for us. With 6:30 game as well, you need that final pick-me-up just to get us energised for that final game. And of course, it opens at 8 a.m. as well, which is always tight when we need a coffee just before the 8:30 kick-off.
Yes, so if you're listening, Mr. Starbuck, can you keep your shop open a bit later at Birmingham University, please? Just for the next 4 days.
Right, big opportunity for Argentina. Their number 3, the substitute, Oliveira, and Espinillo are stood over it. Oliveira looks like the player to take it on. The guy behind the goal tapping away Marcelo Gonzalez. And off goes the substitute. Oliveira shoots at goal, but it's blocked immediately by one of the Italian defenders. Still going though, Oliveira picked up the second ball, trying to force his way through that defensive line. He's pushed further wide up against the kickboard. Keeps the ball in play temporarily. The referee's arm goes in the air and eventually does go off the field, and it will be a corner for Argentina and an extended period of pressure on that Italian goal.
Yeah, it's good pressure by the Argentines. They've pushed the Italians back a little bit, and they're doing well at the moment. They've come more and more into the game as it's gone on. We haven't seen much of Yobo yet. Really had an opportunity early doors and screwed it round, but here come the Argentinians.
Here's Espinillo. Lovely dribbling, just arcs his run around the Italian defence. That took another deflection. It will be another corner. I'd love to see the stats from this first half in terms of set pieces for Argentina, but Espinillo continues to be a menace.
He's definitely the main threat for the Argentines, isn't he? Every time he gets the ball, it gets you up off your seat and you think something's going to happen.
Here he is again, Espinillo just delays his run this time and moves through a gap in the Italian back line. He was pushed again from my viewing, and then there's a big collision on the floor with a big coming together, a tangling of legs, and Espinillo is unmistakable with his sort of yellowy green fluorescent hair that he's sporting.
Yeah, the referee stopped it for safety there because the Argentine had gone down right on the ball, and there were 2 or 3 Italian players, trying to clear the ball, and they don't know he's on the floor, so it could have easily got kicked. So then we're going to have a contested drop ball out by the board as the restart. So we got one Italian, one Argentinian out by the boards and waiting for the referee to drop it, and he'll run back very quickly, I think, and get out the way.
Like 2 bulls ready to
there he goes.
lock horns.
Yeah.
Jumped out of the way there, the referee. Espinillo is the player that comes away with the ball, just uses the kickboard as almost a trap to stop any Italians getting near the ball. And it could be a chance here. Shot from range, saved from the legs of Chetty in the Italian goal. And that was a lovely effort. It was the number 3, the substitute, that has just come on, Oliveira. And he forces a fine stop from the Italian goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was a good bit of play there. He got himself into a really good position and got a good shot off, and the keeper's done well to get his legs in the way, and then he's gone on to commit a foul, and it's a free kick to the Italians. But that's come to nothing.
A sliding stop there from Deldo, and he just threads the ball through into the path of Espinillo, but it evades him. I love that technique, that sort of sliding technique, when they can feel the presence of the ball arriving. Deldo does it exactly again, right on the 3rd defensive line for the Argentines. He immediately turns defence into attack, but it's stopped, the ball, by Cavallotto, and Italy tried to come back the other way. Dispossessed he was by the 3, Oliveira, who switches play out to the left-hand side. Espinillo picked the ball up, and some waving of the arms from the Argentine bench there.
Yes, Francois, the French referee, is giving a free kick against the Argentinian side. I think it was a no void. We find that very difficult to pick up from our position, but looking at the referee's body action, he's indicating that there was a no void from the Argentine number 15. So 4 minutes to go.
Free kick is taken, but picked up by the substitute, Matthias Oliveira, running down the right-hand side near the kickboard. Checks back onto his left foot, tries to orchestrate some room for the shot. Lays it off to Espinillo, just inside, I should say, the attacking 3rd of Italy. Moves in there, just on the edge of the D now. Can't quite find the room to get the shot away. Still going, Espinillo, trying to force his way through, but the Italians hold firm. Still going though, Espinillo.
Well done. The Argentine guy behind the goal wanted another penalty.
Now Oliveira just leaves the ball behind him this time. He initially moved into the attacking 3rd for Argentina, but he's pegged back inside the middle 3rd. Here he is again, looking to advance further up the field. Still in the middle 3rd here. This time the ball is intercepted by Yobo, who we've not really said much about in the closing stages of this first half here. Chance though for Argentina on the break, and it's just found its way through to the box and is scooped up by Cedi in the Italian goal. He gets things moving again. It's with the number 11 Febo now on the far side in front of the kickboard, moves into the attacking third for Italy. Can't find room though for the shot, and he's out-muscled in the end. Shrugs off a tackle.
Surely.
A few cries of a free kick there from the Italian bench, but nothing coming. And the whistle does eventually go, and the Argentinian bench go wild. You can only imagine the hand gestures between the two benches that are taking place here today.
It's a good job there's 10 yards between the benches, isn't there? But, it looked a foul to me, but it wasn't given, and the Argentines got the ball away, and they were in a promising position. The referee stopped the game because the Italian player's on the floor, and the Argentine bench has gone up in the air because they wanted it to carry on. Yeah, they're great, these Latins, aren't they? You can spend the whole afternoon just watching the benches and having just as much fun as watching the game. Honestly, they're up and down like a yo-yo.
Reminiscent of the Hugo Santiago last night, who was the guide for Argentina in the women's final, who displayed every emotion under the sun during that fixture.
What a nice fellow, though, wasn't he? He came over and had a chat with us, and really nice guy. Heart and soul into it, and the Italians have intercepted that one.
Here they come now. Through their number 10, Cavallotto, but the ball does go out of play. And we've been...
we got a timeout.
Given a timeout here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock in this first half.
Cancelling each other out a little bit, but I would say generally Argentines have been in the ascendancy out of the two teams. They've had the clearest chances. But while it stays 0-0, the Italians will be, they're still in the game and still happy about the situation. We haven't seen much of Yobo yet, and I'm sure before the end of this game we will, because he is a talent. And even though the Argentines are keeping him quiet at the moment, it might be more difficult to do that in the second half as they tire a little bit, and some spaces are created for him to run into, because he is a bit of a machine when he gets on the run. He takes a little bit of stopping, and against tired legs, he could well create one or two chances for himself. So the players are coming back on the field. Referee's just checking that the patches are still okay and the blindfolds are pulled down properly. It's important we have a level playing field and everyone's patches and shades are correctly in place, and there's no cheating going on. It makes a big difference if you've got a little bit of sight, like a little bit of light perception, and those shades and patches are not correctly applied. It can make a huge difference. And off we go, and he's thrown it from one end to the other end. Italians coming down just in front of the main stand. Tried to play a crossfield ball, but that was cut out. Using number 15, the danger man for...
What a goal that is! Espinillo with the finish, and you cannot argue with that, my word.
No, he's done really well there. He's worked that all himself. No other involvement from any other Argentinian player. First of all, he's cut out the crossfield pass from the Italians, which was probably, I think he was round about the halfway line. And we're just going to see a replay of it now, I'm sure. And here we go, yeah. So he's cut it out on the halfway, well, in his own half. Two Italians in front of him. He twists and goes to his right, then comes back to his left, then back to his right, edge of the box, right foot, bang, corner, goal.
Even the guide, Marcelo Gonzalez, just moved his head out the way because he thought he was going to get hit by the ball there as the net rippled.
Yeah, he's
picked up a touch of cramp here, I think, Espinillo.
Yes.
That's his work done for the day.
Yeah, okay, so they're going to make a sub and get him off, and by the looks, I don't think he wants to go, but there's some disagreement between him and the physio on whether or not he's going to go. The physio's coming on, so now the physio's come on, he'll have to go. He's got no choice. He'll have to leave the feed or play, but Argentines have got 2 players waiting to come on, so I don't think he's going to be the only one to come off. But what a fabulous strike by him. Really, really good stuff. And out of all the Argentines, he's looked the more likely one to open the scoring, and he's coming off with a big grin on his face, so even though he's injured, he's happily injured.
Absolutely. He is replaced by Oviedo, and the number 3 comes off as well for Argentina, Matias Oliveira, and number 10, Pereira, comes on in his place. So fresh legs for Argentina with 2 minutes left on the clock here in the first half, and we've had the deadlock broken thanks to the man that's just made his way off the pitch, Espinillo.
Yet another ambulance races past us by Starbucks. And we're underway again. The French are coming down the left-hand board in front of the stand. Battling away there. It's Yobo. And he's just pushed it out.
He's not seen too much of the ball, has he, so far in this game? But
and no, he hasn't. But every time he's got the ball, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's 2 Italians just straight on top of him all the time. They've clearly identified he's the main threat, and they're giving him a pretty hard time at the moment. That's a bit pointless by the goalkeeper. He's knocked it straight out.
1 minute 22 seconds left on the board. Time is ticking away in this first half for the Italians to respond. Kick from left to right, and Yobo tries to keep the ball in play, but it goes out for a goal clearance, which is taken very quickly and effectively by the Argentine goalkeeper. Just as the striker there, the player that's just come on, number 11, Oviedo, tries to bring the ball under control, it goes the whole way through for another goal clearance. Thrown out by Italy, spread from left to right as they attack. Out to Yobo, he switches play back in the other direction, looking for Cavallotto. Cavallotto can't find a way through. Good robust defending from Argentina. 39 seconds left on the clock. Argentina living precariously on the edge of their D, but are effective in bringing the ball away through Padilla. Padilla now shielding the ball away from Yobo. Maybe just had a message from the bench to keep things tight as time ticks away here. Back to the goalkeeper. He sends the ball up long, looking for the number 10, Pereira. Pereira can't quite bring the ball under control.
That's good play by the Argentine forward, isn't it? All that pressure on him, he got it back to the keeper, and that just relieves all the pressure. Excellent play from the four.
Here's Cavallotto. He shoots from range and drags the ball wide. 5.5 seconds left on the board. Won't be time really to do much here. Thought anybody on Argentina would just want to keep things tight, but it's flung upfield, goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and there will be the half-time buzzer. And that is the end of the first half here. And we will, I'm sure, just see a replay of that goal before going into the video for half-time. So we've got the penalty incident here. No complaints really for the goalkeeper as he puts a foot outside the box.
He's about a metre outside, isn't he?
And Espinillo misses the penalty, but then makes up for it in a couple of moments' time. It's a good save from the goalkeeper in the end, parrying down to his left-hand side. And now we'll see the goal from this part of the pitch. You can't believe it. Runs all the way from his own half, Espinillo. Beats one defender, then a second, then moves into the final third, beats the third defender, and then fires into the top corner. And the guide runs onto the pitch in celebration. A remarkable goal. And it means Argentina have the advantage at the break. Here's a slightly different angle of it. Such a mazy run, using that close control and his momentum as well. And he just sends the Italian players one way, then the other. It's always going to be a slice of good fortune, but incredible skill shown there by the striker. So there you have it, the 1-0 advantage for Argentina at half-time. We're going to have a short break now whilst we watch a video about the rules of blind football and a message as well from IBSA.
It's fast, technical and tense. This is your guide to five-a-side football. There are 5 players per team, 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper. The aim of the sport is to score a goal by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most wins. Players must wear eye shades to ensure that all players have the same level of vision. That is apart from the goalkeepers, who aren't required to wear eye shades and can be fully sighted. Their job is to keep the ball from going in the goal behind them. But how do the players on the field know where the ball, or indeed the goal, is? Well, the ball in blind football is specially designed to make sound whenever it moves. Also, each team has a guide behind the opposition goal to help direct them. Each player is required to shout "Voy" when going for the ball. This ensures every player has the cues they need to help build a picture of what's going on and what to do next in defence or attack. To help this, total silence is required from the crowd until a goal goes in. Voy is Spanish for go, and it was the Spanish who are credited with originally developing blind football in the 1920s. As well as the Paralympics, teams from all corners of the world can compete at World, European, Asian, African and America's Championships, as well as a World Grand Prix.
Blind football can be played by both men and women, with the historic first Women's World Championships coming up in 2023.
So what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
IBSA, International Blind Sports Federation, presents, with the support of the International Paralympic Committee, IBSA Anti-Doping App, the first application of its kind in the Paralympic movement, specifically designed for blind and visually impaired people. Athletes, coaches, medical staff, managers, and the public in general now have a powerful tool to stay focused on the principles of clean sport. Scrolling down the main menu, you can find all the important themes you need to know to play fair and be alert to testing procedures and necessary adaptations for athletes with visual impairments. IBSA gives top priority to anti-doping control, being the only international federation with 3 sports in the Paralympic family: goalball, football and judo. IBSA Anti-Doping app has external links, namely to WADA, where our sport agents can always find the most updated information, especially the list of prohibited substances and methods. Glory in sport can only be achieved by the athlete's awareness of their rights and responsibilities. You can find them on the IBSA Anti-Doping app. IBSA is continuously promoting anti-doping education to all its affiliate athletes and sport agents, not only about the consequences of the use of doping and the risk of using supplements. IBSA believes that education is the major tool to fight doping in sport. Informed athletes can make better decisions. Download the app now at the usual operating system stores.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen history being made today.
Such a great team at these championships.
IBSA. Beyond sight. Feel the sport.
Welcome back for the second half here of the quarter-final, the first quarter-final of the IBSA World Games here in Birmingham, the men's blind football. The backdrop of the clock tower, which was the inspiration in Lord of the Rings for the Tower of Sauron, because J.R.R. Tolkien lived down the road in, is it Moseley? Sauron, sorry, Sauron. I've just been connected in my ear. It was Sauron. You can tell I haven't read Lord of the Rings.
I'll tell you what.
my boss actually told me that actual fact, and I thought I'd use that and sound intelligent, but here we are. I've been corrected.
It sounded like a different language to me altogether.
Great to see the flags up in the main stand. I'm sorry, I'm being heckled in my ear by the producer. Santa Fe flag in the stands as well, which is nice to see. Plenty of Argentine supporters out in force. We're going to get going again here with them having the advantage in this game. Yobo is the man to get things going, and he lays it off to Cavallotto, who will look to go on the attack straight away. Moves into the final third and shoots on goal. Shot on target immediately for the Italians, but the Argentines will now counter-attack through their number 8. Fernandez down his right-hand side. He squares it up to the danger man, Espinillo, who seems to have shaken off any injury he might have had in that first half, which forced him off the field. Bit of a stalemate between him at the moment and Cavallotto. It spills out to the number 2, Deldo. Deldo squares it. Number 8, Fernandez, now picks it up on the attacking third line. Fernandez tries to pierce his way into the Italian defensive third, but Yobo uses his athleticism and long legs to stretch further up the field and keeps the ball in play. Does Yobo. Still in play deep inside the Argentine half. Can't quite do anything with it here, Yobo. Needs some support, but he's kept the ball moving effectively. Padilla is the man trying to tackle him. He just backheels it between Padilla's legs, and now Argentina will look to break right up against the kickball on that far side in front of the main stand. Just in front of the attacking third. Espinillo picks the ball back up. He's the hero of the game so far with that fabulous goal in the first half. Back it goes. Bit of argy-bargy out there on the third. Argy-bargy, yeah, absolutely. That was.
Did you really say that?
That was unintentional. Here is Deldo. It was squeezed through to Padilla. Yobo trying to win the ball back in the attacking third for the Italians, but Padilla brings the ball away, about halfway inside the middle third now. The man with the Mohican, the pink Mohican, Fernandez picks it up on the near kickball, but it's back in Italian hands through Yobo. Yeah. That was an interesting push there from Yobo. More of a fend you'd see in a rugby game. And just as we see the first 2 minutes played out of this second half, it's still Argentina with the lead.
Yobo's just picked him up and thrown him to the floor. He's a big lad, Yobo, I tell you. He's got to be 6'3", 6'4", and he's just picked the smaller Argentinian player up, just thrown him to the floor. But Argentina up, off they go again.
Espinillo will keep the ball in play here. Up against the kickboard, he has to show his strength this time. He's wrestled by Brian Ramirez, but he gets the better of him, moves into the D, will shoot! Hits the post, I think.
No,
does take a deflection off the goalkeeper, but I think it then ricocheted off the post as well, or at least the stanchion at the back of the goal.
Yeah, so it's a corner to the Argentines. Good start to the second half. We'll see some fireworks here before the end of this game. Yeah, the keeper's got a touch and it's gone on to the post. So there's a vital touch by the keeper, I would say.
Chance for Argentina to double their lead here. Give themselves a bit of a comfortable advantage, bit of breathing space. Laid back to Espinillo, who's the danger man in these areas. Lovely footwork, just weaves through rather like a car through a racetrack, the way he sort of just moves between the players. That's a precarious one. Played back to the Argentinian goalkeeper. We found a way back up the other end, but it's then played long. Good ball forward. Chance here for Argentina, right on the edge of the D. Into the D they go. That's a good save in the end, and it's just moved out of the danger zone, but only momentarily. Here's Espinillo. The two attackers, Espinillo and Fernandez, causing Italy all sorts of problems at the moment. Still going Espinillo, and he's taken a tumble, and it will be a corner for Argentina again. And despite having the goal advantage, they're still the side on top.
Yes, they are, indeed. Yes, they're sort of pushing forward all the time. The two guys up front, the 8 and the 14, doing really, really well, and putting the defending Italians, pulling them all over the place. So here we go away with the corner again. It's a little back heel back to the 14. 13, is it 14?
Espinillo, yeah, just takes it over the goal line. That time it will be a goal clearance. But he's been fabulous in this game. A joy to watch some of his mazy runs. Sent long by the Italian goalkeeper up towards Yobbo, but it's straight back, and Fernandez is fouled pretty blatantly there by Yobbo. Bit of frustration sneaking in, I think, for the Italians, but a warm hug.
Yeah, I didn't mean to break you in two, but I'll give you a cuddle after. And Yobbo's just been warned by the referee, any more of that, and he'll be seeing a coloured card from his pocket, as he's not only pulled his shirt back, and that wasn't going to stop him. He grabbed him round the throat, and that did stop him. So we've got a free kick to the Argentines. Yeah, it's about 5 metres into the Italian half, very central.
An indirect one. It's taken. Sent out to the right-hand side by Ramirez. Here's Fernandez. Moves into the box. Or moves into the D, I should have said. Just as he was about to try and poke towards goal. Again, he was grappled by Febo. But the referee doesn't see anything wrong in that. Thrown out to Yobbo. Yobbo tucked up against the kickboard. He's had an attempted tackle made on him by Ramirez, but moves past him and Espinillo. Looking to advance on that.
That's a corner.
Argentine goal, but they will have to settle for a corner, the Italians. 4 minutes gone. And the coach is there on the bench, just calling for a bit more encouragement from the fans in the stand.
Yeah, every time Yobbo gets the ball, there's Italian comes out, then another one, another one. They've clearly identified Yobbo as the main danger threat, and he's having a bit of a tough battle to try and get away from these.
The ball just sneaks into the box there, just as Yobbo was trying to get his shot away from that corner. Rolled out by the Argentine goalkeeper up towards Fernandez, and he's got a clear sight to goal here. Shoots into the side netting. My word, that was an opportunity.
Yeah, it was quite a tight angle he was coming in on, and he's got a good shot off, but just the wrong side of the post. But they're still pressing, and they still look like they're more likely to get another goal and put this well beyond the reach of the Italians.
It's a good pass back to the Argentine goalkeeper there, and that's quite a hefty collision involving the number 4 for Italy. Ramirez tripping up Fernandez there.
Yeah, I think the actual foul's gone to Italy because there was an infringement prior to the 8 hitting the floor, and so it's Italy with a free kick, even though the Argentinian got taken down. The referee clearly blown his whistle before that incident had happened. So
Padilla there making his feelings known to the referee. Felt as though the trip was a bit more of an infringement. And that's a good block there just to stop the ball getting through to Espinillo by Padilla. Argentina and Italy battling up on the halfway line. Argentina will now start to think about keeping things tight as Italy press further and further up the field. Here is Cavallotto. He shoots. He forces a diving save from Mulek in the Argentine goal. He rolls it out immediately up towards the kickboard on that side nearer the main stand, but Espinillo misses the ball completely, and it goes out for a goal clearance to Italy. The throw from the goalkeeper hits Espinillo, and he has a big chance here. Almost pokes it beyond him. Big save, but he's outside the box, is he?
No, I think he was just inside, but he's given a corner. I was looking at it, I thought it was the outside again, but to be fair to the referee, he was right in line with the edge of the box, and he clearly showed with his movement on his arm that it was okay.
Well, there wouldn't have been much sympathy for the goalkeeper there from anybody had he failed to clear up the field and then given away a penalty as well. The second of the game, he did save the first one.
Yes, that was a good break by the Italians just before, and they got a good shot off, and it was a half-decent save by the Argentine keeper.
Shot there straight across the face of goal. Picked up by the Italians deep inside their own half, and they need to get things moving quickly if they're to find a way back. Ramirez.
Well, Ramirez and Yobo ought to start talking. Oh, my word. They need to start talking to one another, because they were basically battling with each other there, and they're both on the same side. Then Yobo turns around and smacks it out for a corner.
Sloppiness shown there by the Italians. One of the referees just coming across to tell the referee on the pitch that he needs to look at the eye mask of the number 8 for Argentina, Fernandez. Just quickly being adjusted, and then we'll get this corner underway, supported by Deldo. And this is where Argentina want the ball to be.
Yeah.
Right up inside the Italian half. They have a slender advantage still through Espinillo in this encounter, the first quarter-final of the day. On what is Super Tuesday billed by Dixie. As Espinillo picks up the ball, collides with his own player, Fernandez. Fernandez gets back to his feet, though, and a hefty challenge from the number 10. It will be a corner for Argentina.
Yeah, just to clarify what happened there. The referees are not on the pitch. You've got a third referee and a fourth referee. They each take care of one of the benches, but they're also there to help out the referees on the pitch. And the third referee come down and had a word with the lead referee just to say she'd spotted one of the players' patches were raised a little bit, and just to make him aware of it.
Cavallotto trying to clear the ball away, and again they need to communicate, the Italian players. They do eventually, but the pass away from Cavallotto only ricochets off his own player and then falls to Espinillo. But good tackling from Yobo means the Italians are back in possession, but all 4 Italian outfield players are just clustered together. Yobo, though, brings the ball away confidently, then just leaves the ball behind him ever so slightly, thumps it out to this near side in front of the benches, and it's picked up by Fernandez for Argentina. He moves into the attacking third and then is pushed into the middle third by Cavallotto. Doesn't get some support from his colleagues, so goes it alone here. Fernandez still going. Big tackle from Ramirez, and then Yobo brings the ball away and looks to move up over the halfway line. Does just that, but he's surrounded by Argentine players. Still going, Yobo. Tackled robustly by Feldo. And Espinillo pushed up against the kickboard. Espinillo, though, the ball just squirts out into his pass. Still going, dribbling away. He shoots, and the power of his shot just knocks over Ramirez as he tracks back there. Feldo sends the ball upfield looking for Yobo, but it's intercepted by Deldo. Deldo does well to find Espinillo, but Espinillo's touch is poor and it trickles out for a goal clearance for the Italians.
It's quite breathless stuff, this. We've got 7 minutes to go, and I'm sure it's going to get even more heated in that last 7 minutes.
Here's Cavallotto looking for some space, but his attempted pass to Yobo is cut out by Fernandez, who orchestrates some room for himself just in front of the benches down there. He plays the pass across field out to that left-hand side, but the touch from Espinillo is ricocheted off an Italian player, goes out for a corner to Argentina, and a timeout has been called.
There were some groans from the Italian bench then, wasn't there, when he went out for a corner? You could hear them all groaning at the same time. Yeah, I do like watching the Italian benches. They're really entertaining. But they got a bit of work to do if they're going to stay in this competition, and somehow they need to get Yobo in the game in the right areas of the pitch. At the moment, the only time he's getting the ball is deep in his defensive third, which they don't want him there. They want him in the attacking third. You know, he's going to find it very difficult if he's got to run from there all the way through. They need to get him up higher up the pitch and try and work an angle for him and get some space for him to work into.
Well, the next game today is Japan versus China at 10:30. Then Colombia versus Iran in quarter-final 3 at 12:30. 2:30 we have France versus Brazil in the final quarter-final. And then some of the matches to determine who will come further down the standings between Thailand and Germany, and Spain versus Morocco.
Oh, can you see what they've done as well? They put it in the title, Super Tuesday. Yes, we're taking the lead from our American cousins with their Super Tuesday election process, which goes on for about 15 years. Every time they have a new president, it seems to go on forever. And they always end up with the wrong one, so it's a bit of a waste of time, really.
Dixie's views are not the views of IBSA here. Just as I see some of the Japanese and Chinese players are warming up on the practice pitches to my left. We have 7 minutes remaining of this first quarter-final. Argentina in control at the moment. Yobo and his Italian colleagues haven't really tested Mulek in the Argentine goal for some time in this game. Argentina corner to get things back underway. We're up and running. Tucked into that corner, the Argentines. Italy win the ball back inside their defensive third and move out of it into the middle third. It's good dribbling, lovely dribbling, in fact, from the number 11, Febo.
Is that going to go for a corner? I think it is.
He wins a corner and he's turned a defence into attack, and it's good work from him, and he gets an applause from the bench and Cavallotto out there on the pitch.
Yeah, it was a good play there. He's worked really hard to get it up the pitch, and now the Italians need to keep it up there. Somehow they need to get Yobo in the middle of the goal area and give him a chance, because if he gets a chance, he'll score for sure. But they've got to get him in a position to get the shot off.
3-player wall for Argentina. Laid off to Yobo. He tries to just organise his feet and some room for himself. Eventually lays it off to Cavallotto. Cavallotto being wrestled there by an Argentinian player. Still has the ball, though, up against the kickboard inside the Argentine half. It spills out to Yobo. Yobo pushed further left onto his weaker foot, it would seem, and pushed back into the middle third by the Argentine defenders. Bit of a stalemate in the middle of the park here, and eventually Fernandez brings the ball away. A tangling of legs. Really physical encounter this between Argentina and Italy.
Yeah, there was 3 Argentinian players around Yobo then. He's got absolutely nowhere to go, and that's a good pass back to the keeper. That is from the Argentine right back. Really good stuff. It's going to go out
Keeper
for
sends the
goal,
ball upfield, and the Italians need to get things moving here. The clock doesn't stop very long as the goalkeeper rolls it back out to that far side where Cavallotto is just pinned up against the kickboard in front of the main stand, trying to spark some creativity into this game for Italy. Here comes the Argentines, though, on the attack. It's through their number 11, Oviedo. Back it goes to Fernandez, bang on the halfway line. He's probably just being told messages from the bench just to keep things composed. Still going, Fernandez. Lovely skill. He has his eye mask ripped off there by Yobo
again. He's walking a tightrope, Yobo. He's already been warned by the referees, and you can see his hands just come up, and he's just torn off the Argentine's mask and thrown it to the floor. And yeah, he's a lucky boy not to get a card for that. I don't think they've even given a foul. Oh, here we go. Francois just trying to calm the Italian bench there. So is Mark Heap. Yeah, you always get fireworks when the Italians are in town, and they're good value for that. But they, to my mind, the Argentinians should have had a free kick there, but they give them the bounce up, and the Italian coach isn't even happy with that.
Yeah, some sharp words being exchanged. I think. Oviedo battling harder. We've got another eye mask that's fallen off, this time for the number 11 for Italy, Febo. Immediately puts them back on. The referee will come across and check, I'm sure. Free kick for the Italians, which receives a very aggressive applause from the bench. Will be taken by number 4, Ramirez.
Yeah, and the Italian coach is just like Mark Heap, who's the third referee. He's a fairly sizable lad from Yorkshire, and the Italian coach is just turn around and run straight into him. Oh dear. There we go. There's a yellow card for the coach. It was coming. It's been coming all game. I'm not surprised at all. Francois just come over and had a word with Mark Heap, and Mark Heap said to him, look, this guy's getting out of hand. We need to calm him down. So he's had a yellow card. And we're off again.
We're off again. Yep. Italy have 5 minutes to save this quarter-final. They're crashing out as it stands.
With a whimper, really.
With a whimper, yeah, absolutely. With a whimper and lots of aggressive hand gestures and a few moments of back chat from the coaching staff as well. You can tell their patience is wearing thin as their own performance is proving to be not enough against the Argentinians, who shoots. It was a good shot from Oviedo, straight though into the arms of the Italian goalkeeper. Here's Yobo. Plays it back unintentionally, I think. He just slices the ball, and now Oviedo has another chance here to put this to bed for Argentina. He's manhandled to the ground, but Yobo will bring the ball away. Good close control from him. Still attacking up against Fernandez, who gets back well to nibble at the heels of Yobo. There's still an Italian player down in his own half, but we will play on.
It's a corner.
It'll be a corner, but a stoppage as the Italian player receives some treatment. And I think the Italian coach could be close to a second yellow card for his protest here as the physiotherapist comes on.
Yeah, so they're going to have to make a sub. The Argentinian players, they defend so quick. You know, when one player gets beat, another one's there straight away, and they defend really well in depth, and they get bodies around the ball, and it makes it very, very difficult. As I say, you know, in the previous 3 games we've seen Yobo play, he's been so strong, he's just knocked people out the way. But this Argentine side, he'll knock one out the way, then immediately another player comes in to take his place, and he's really, really struggling to make an impression in the game at all. We got number 9 is going to come on when the player on the floor manages to get off.
Yeah, it's Febo, the player that's down at the moment. He looks in a degree of discomfort. Whether he'll be able to limp off or whether he'll need some sort of further assistance remains to be seen.
Oh, he's up on his feet. That's good. That's good to see. So he's not too bad. He's walking off all right.
Yeah, the number 9, Nicolo Hauro, will come on in his place, who is the captain of Italy.
Yeah, he's just wished his captain good luck as he's gone onto the pitch.
Yeah, he didn't start the game. Dixie, the captain, Nicolo Hauro, any rationale behind that, do you think? Or just maybe more of a inspiration from the sidelines as much as anything? Kind of maybe a vocal player that can be utilised all over?
Who knows with the Italians what they're going to do? I don't know. It could be a tactical decision, and they thought they needed another defender on, and perhaps the captain's going to push up a little bit more. It's really hard to say, but it is a bit strange, really, because normally with your captain, it's going to be someone who's going to be, you know, mainly on the pitch, and that's why you've got him as a captain. But yeah, it was a strange decision, but as I say, you never know with the Italians what they're going to do. So we wait for this corner to be taken.
It's been a long game, this game.
Yeah.
We're up to 20-10, an hour and 10 minutes so far. The next game kicks off at 10:30. Yobo trying to influence things, but is tackled again very robustly.
And the ref has started the count because the ball is still. That's just an indication to the... Oh dear, oh dear.
Harrow just leaves a trailing leg in there on the goalkeeper, gets up and wanders off as though nothing's happened.
It wasn't me, Gov. Yes, he's gone in on the keeper there, and he's left the keeper in a
They're
heap.
definitely the more emotional side, the Italians, of all the, and that maybe won't surprise people. Of all the sides that have competed so far in both categories, this has been very. We've not seen too much free-flowing football from them.
No,
but a lot of theatrics, which have been entertaining.
More entertaining in other ways, aren't they? Yeah, it's not very good for pure football, though, I must admit. Give me the Argentinian women to watch, and I'll pick them any day of the week because they're a joy to watch. But here we go, we're underway again.
Really, Argentina in this men's game have managed this game pretty well, to be honest with you. They've kind of let Italy do their thing, just as Italy come forward again. Big collision, but it goes back into the arms of the Argentine goalkeeper Mulek, and there could be a chance here to finish the game off. Oviedo, golden moment in the game, just to poke it beyond the Italian goalkeeper Cherry.
He was just a whisker away from that one, though, wasn't he?
Absolutely. As Fernandez just coolly plays it back to his goalkeeper, who sends it long. Mulek again looking for Oviedo. Been a real threat on the counter. Referee happy to let play continue. The 4, Ramirez brings the ball away, looking immediately for Yobo, who's right in the middle of the pitch now. Organises his feet, sends it out to Cavallotto, far right, as they attack forward towards the coffee end of the ground. Still going, Cavallotto looking for some room. Chance now for Yobo, right on the edge of the D for the Argentinians. Cleared away by Argentina in the end, and Oviedo will chase upfield, but Ramirez is in the way, and it's kicked at the face of his own player. Oviedo looking for some room to put the shot away, but Ramirez tackles him strongly. Into the final 3 minutes, 2 minutes 25 left on the clock now. Cavallotto needs to act fast. Here's the captain, Harrow, brings the ball inside, but he's blocked off by his own player. Spills out for Argentina, just outside their defensive third through Fernandez. They have plenty of time, really. They don't need to rush anything now, but it's spilled all the way through for Oviedo. Could have a chance here. Oviedo right on the edge of the D. It's a wrestling match, almost like the sumo wrestlers or something on the edge of the D. The two of them.
But he can't do that now. Now, that's so silly by the Italian. Oh, it's just unreal. They obviously don't know the rules. He's been battling away with the Argentinian player. He got the better of the Argentinian player. He's then gone, the Italian player has gone sit down on the floor for some unknown reason. As soon as he's sitting down, he can't touch the ball. And he sat down and he starts to play the ball. He's given an indirect free kick to Argentina, just outside the box. And the player said, what a stupid decision to make.
Lots of words being exchanged between the officials and the Italian bench as well. Hands being waved all over the place too. It's been entertaining in terms of the officials on the sidelines from an Italian perspective. Yeah, absolutely.
But the laws of the game are quite straightforward. You cannot play the ball when you're on the floor, and these are international players, and you would think that they would have a bit of a knowledge of the laws of the game. But
do you think the referees would have seen this fixture and thought, we've been given Argentina against Italy, this could prove to be quite chaotic?
Yes, they put Francois onto the pitch as one of the referees, and he's particularly strong. But more importantly, he's very calm. He's typical French, really calm guy, softly spoken, and he'll deal with this probably better than a lot of the other referees who might get drawn into all the histrionics that the two teams are going to. But Francois will go about his job, and when people need to be punished, he'll punish them as he's already done when he's booked the coach. So we're about ready to go.
Espinillo then, and number 2, Deldo, over this free kick. Dixie Dean alongside us today. 8 days into this competition in both categories, Dixie. I'm surprised you've still got your voice.
Yeah, I think they must have done 50 games now, I think. It's got to be getting up that way.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed every minute of it. Honestly, it's been brilliant. But I'll shut up and let this free kick start.
Here's Espinillo then. Into the D he goes. Could be a chance on the follow-up for Fernandez. Good save from the goalkeeper. It will be a goal clearance. Italy need to get things going, but a timeout has been called for Italy.
I wonder what master stroke they're going to come up with now.
Reminds me of a sort of basketball game at this stage where so much is on the line. They need a three-pointer to win at the death. Can the Italians utilise this timeout here with 1 minute 45 seconds left?
Well, you have to be fair. They haven't looked like it, have they, really, all game. I don't think we've seen Yobo in an attacking position in the second half at all. And they've not really worked the Argentine keeper. A couple of shots he's had at him were pretty straightforward, and nothing much has happened around his box at all. So, yeah, credit to Argentinians. They've defended really well, and they've scored a cracking goal. I'm pleased to report that Mark Heap doesn't look any worse for wear after his clash with the Italian coach. He looks fine. He's just run down here now, because the Italians are going to make a substitution. So he's just been checked out by the third referee.
Yes.
Patches are all in place, and the captain's coming off again.
Captain Hauro has come off, and Massimo, now I'm going to struggle to pronounce that, Datolico has come on. I struggled when I read the teams out earlier on. I had practiced it a few times, but Datolico is on for the Italians.
I'm so pleased that you have to read the team sheet out and not me.
Here we go then. What can Datolico do here?
Everyone's up in the Argentinian half.
It's rolled out low though, as Cavallotto drops short, looks for one of his colleagues, runs onto the end of his own pass in the end. The Argentines might have an opportunity on the break here. Espinillo is the man with the ball at his feet. Cavallotto is battling away with him. Lots of nerves on the bench now.
Goal clearance.
And that will be a goal clearance for Argentina, and they won't be in any rush. It's rolled into some space by Mulek, the goalkeeper, up to Fernandez, who's been a real threat, a real menace.
Yeah, he's going to just keep it on the board. He'll go up and down the ball. As long as he keeps the ball moving, that's fine.
He plays it straight across the face of goal there, Fernandez, out towards the other side. Good close control from Espinillo. He'll shoot. He drags it wide. He had an open goal there. It was so close. The Argentine guide is going berserk. Marcelo Gonzalez.
That's gone over the halfway line.
Frantic stuff, and it's 55 seconds now left on the clock.
How many times have we seen that this week? You know, it all gets a bit tense and a bit tight, and your goalkeeper throws it over the halfway line, and all the impetus you have is gone, and they get an indirect free kick on that halfway line. Annoys me immensely, honestly. I can't understand why they can't make it bounce in their own half.
Poked forward, Espinillo moves into the D. Wrestling match between him and Ramirez. Squirts out to Cavallotto. Cavallotto just pokes it away, but only as far as Fernandez. He misses his clearance. Back inside the Italian half. Here goes Fernandez, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can he finish the game? It's a cracking save in the Italian goal by Giacomo Cheri. And he immediately flings it upfield, looking for Yobo. Yobo can't do too much with it, though. He's been really just muscled out of this game. He's had very few opportunities, has Yobo. And the Argentines now will just run the clock down in their own half. They keep the ball moving. That's poked away from the defender and will be a goal clearance. 9 seconds left, and I think the Italians know that is pretty much it in this game. 6 seconds left on the clock now. Fernandez will just keep the ball inside the Italian half, but it does go out for a goal clearance, and this will have to be done very quickly. It's rolled forwards up towards Yobo.
That's it.
And there is the buzzer. And the Argentines will win this quarter-final, much to the frustration of the Italians.
Yeah, the Argentines were the better team, all round really.
And the Italian coaches march over to the referee, a bit of an aggressive handshake there.
That's not right, is it? That's not right. That's
another yellow card, and he will be sent off.
That's a red card. That's someone needs to get a grip of this, coach. That's really, really, really poor. Really poor.
Unnecessary at this stage. The Argentinians were well and truly beaten as well.
Some other members of the
Italian
staff are trying to push him away. I've never seen anything like that on a football pitch. To my mind, that guy ought to be signed, finished, and out of the game altogether. We don't want stuff like that happening on the pitch. It's awful, and it's not right, because the referees have done nothing wrong at all. They reffed that game really well, and there was no reason for that whatsoever.
Well, there you have it. There's the first quarter-final done. There's handshakes all round between both sets of players, done correctly, of course. Next up, we've got Japan versus China. We'll just see a quick replay of the goal, which was a fabulous one for Espinillo. Brings it under control in his own half, and then just weaves and twists and turns. Wonderful finish. Almost takes the head off of the guy behind the goal. We'll see it one more time. I do liken it to a sort of car making, an F1 car making its way through the streets of Monaco or something. Just the way he weaves in and out of those Italian defenders.
It's a fabulous goal, isn't it?
It really
Absolutely
is.
Fabulous goal. And all we're going to be talking about after this game, we're not going to be talking about that, a bit of skill. We're going to talk about that idiot from Italy who's gone on and virtually attacked the referee. Terrible scenes. Awful
stuff. But there you go. There's the first quarter-final done. Argentina off through. We'll find out shortly who they will face as Japan take on China. We'll see you in a few moments' time for the kick-off of that game at 10:20, the anthems, and then the kick-off at 10:30.